team.
Jeff knows what I'm talking about.
I do. You see, Puddin', you're not the only one who's a victim of my, shall we call it team play?
Yeah,
Everybody's
if you
been
want,
a victim
just
of
leave
your
the
time
word team
expunged.
out of that. Just leave the word team out because there was no team play.
Anybody who's ever played with Zath knows you're going to be time extended by Zath.
The number of times that Zath has died within the first 2 to 3 minutes and left me holding the bag is just I lost count years ago.
I mean, my favorite was back when we could do test ships, and it was this map actually. I YOLO'd in, and God, what was it? Was it?
Yeah, it was the Miopian. It was the new tier 5 at that time, tier 5
Mikoyan.
Russian cruiser, and I
Yeah.
was in the GC, and you just got wrecked from like right on the stern and gone, and you just hear me screaming, "You did it to me again!"
It's so I literally just like left the div and did another game.
The amazing thing wasn't that; it was how close I came to pulling that off in spite of it. But everybody else apparently decided Zath's path of action was the good one, so they just all YOLO'd it and died, one right after the other.
Sea Bear, how do you have PTSD from me, dude? You and I were always sitting there farming in our Belfasts.
I have straight up
spotted.
PTSD thanks to Zath.
Oh God.
Yeah, the one time I did damage to a ship, I get yelled at.
Right?
Well, it was a full health dog.
And I've always regretted
North
one of
Carolina?
the last times that you could do team damage. I had a perfect shot where I could have murdered him, and I decided not to do it. And it was like the next week they turned off team damage, and I was so mad that I didn't take advantage of that.
When Zath is in charge, every mission's a suicide mission. So this is
he's
Coughlin's
not
game.
wrong.
This is Coughlin's game, and he's in the Nicholas, and he sent this one in to me. Let's see what happens. You are bottom tier, and three subs and 1 carrier, so you get to have all the fun.
Is that a DFAA I see?
It is, yes, instead of engine boost. Is there a significance to this you want to bring up?
Oh yes. So US Destroyer AA is not very good, especially Nicholas at tier 5. I would not recommend it. I just speed boost will help you out a lot more. And nice depth strike on the enemy, Nicholas.
I mean, what the hell did we just see here? We just saw you luck check Torps, and then the enemy Nicholas was like literally at the extreme edge of your torpedo range.
Maybe he thought he was out of range, and so he didn't correct.
Oof, oof, oof.
I think he's just using his free premium matchmaking.
So, I do agree with you in general, SAT, that engine boost gives you far more flexibility to either relocate someplace, or open water and dodge, or chase down a sub. Now, that being said, the defensive anti-air does help against not so much tier 4, sure, but I would think tier 6 carriers. Between the two of them, I'd probably rather have engine boost, though.
The only time I take DFA on a DD is if it's part of its permanent tool bag. I don't switch out for it.
Yep. You
All
also want to get in the habit, if you're a new player, you should get in the habit of dodging CV attacks. The DFAA will not save you unless you're shooting down fighters. Otherwise, you'll be dodging at all times.
And I like that Coughlin has anti-air off. That's very smart. Now, I would probably start dropping depth charges. You're chasing down the sub. He spotted you. It's been some time. So I think now's a good opportunity to do so. Oh, look, Kochalat's surfacing. And he's very low on dive timer.
Here are the depth charges.
I see that.
You know, Cthulhu is not wrong. Bad things do seem to happen to Nicholas in the replays.
That is true.
I've noticed that over the years, that Nicholases don't seem to fare well.
Hey, Snow Goose, and if you thank you, congratulations, you've won our giveaways. Post something in chat, por favor.
How many subs are in this game?
3.
That would be
Each side.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I knew that one was there, but I didn't realize.
Guns,
that
guns,
many.
guns, guns. They're turning the wrong way. Oh no. What
Ram
timing
him.
indeed.
Ram him.
GM Wraith 5, thanks for the follow. Don't ram him. You might have ramming flags on.
Yes, but we need a death pick.
Okay, that's true. All right, you want a death pick? How about this? How about this? Give me a sec, chat. How about this?
Look at Big Andrew. I'm gonna take that Siegfried comment as a challenge.
Oh yeah, this is what we're here for.
You know, if the losses are adding up, then it's a good idea to take a break. And my rule is no more than 3, 4
The
max.
battle
in,
is
like,
not
ranked.
even over yet, SAT.
Huh. I actually like the seafloor is pretty high up.
Yeah, it is actually, isn't it? I'm trying to get a good. I can't remember. There's a key combination that slows down the camera, but I can just do that too.
Funny
and get
thing
a
is,
shot
it doesn't even
from
look
Cell's
damaged.
perspective.
Oh no, that's the one that's diving. No. That
Yes,
the
this
one
is the one that's alive.
Yeah.
The one that died is over there in the distance. Yeah, whatever.
A smoke?
I'm curious about the smoke too. I don't get it. Unless you don't want the Koenigsberg shooting at you, but... Huh? Striker, thank you for the follow.
I mean, he's close enough. You know, Kronenberg's reload is really good, so he can get those back turrets. And he can break his day, so I'm not too upset
Okay.
about that. He's
True,
using it to
true.
disengage.
True, true. Okay. I like the decision to not chase after the sub, considering there's a Koenigsberg there. I think that's very smart.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't have any way to deal with him. Your Koenig should have been dealing with him if he was alive.
Oh,
He's
he's
AFK.
alive. He's just AFK. That's all.
Well, the good news is you're not in too much trouble for now.
Well, that depends, because he comes
No.
out, he's going to get the tech. Well, oh,
You're very
Kronenberg is
lucky.
running.
The Koenigsberg didn't
Oh, yeah.
charge you.
I would have.
Hey, Simboto, thanks for setting in a replay, man. This is risky here, shooting like this.
No, I wouldn't have done that, no. Because the Koenigsberg's right there. Like, yeah, that's just risky.
I'm more worried about the dive bombers coming in.
Dive bombers, skip bombers. That's, yeah, no. I've one-shot DDs with the skip bombers. Those are very lucky that you missed.
Skip
Well-
bombers are a fun thing to attack smoke with.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so Kosh light detected. Here's your defensive anti-air fire. And you shot down no planes. So
Shot down a
Yay.
whopping 2 to this point.
goes back to the discussion about using defensive versus engine boost.
You want to take
Shoot the
boost.
Koch a lot. Shoot the Koch a lot. He's
Why
on
are
the
you-
surface.
Why are
Never
you
mind.
all
I
taking
guess it
open
might be a symbolic choice.
So, the
Symbolic
reason
choices
why-
do not win games.
Nicholas shells like stay in the air forever. You should not be engaging targets near your max range.
If you can. Aim for somebody
Yeah, what-
closer, always.
Oh, it looks like that submarine just took a big punch to
One
the
reason
mouth.
I
so
did
that's
try to
cool.
shoot in this case was that I was actually leaving his range, so I was going to get unspotted anyway.
Anti-air off, by the way. You forgot to do that.
Like, it's still not worth it. He could still hit you, like, once or twice.
Oh,
Like,
no.
you know you're not going to hit him because he's at your max range.
Oh.
Ah, that's a subs. That's a good thing.
Yep,
Yeah,
good kill
you
on
made
stub.
some good plays, but in a lot of cases, it feels like you're getting lucky, and that's just something that you
Got both
can't
subs on my
count on.
flank here.
you can't always count on getting lucky.
Yeah, you
No.
can't
Like-
count that they're going to miss or they're going to make a mistake. You have to play each game and each ship you're in like you're playing against a team full of nothing but super unicums.
smoke-
Zaz, what do you
yeah.
think about the smoke?
No.
Very questionable. Very questionable.
I mean,
also, I wouldn't take into
I-
At the ranges that he's firing, no, the smoke was.
So,
that's
so
not
I
a good
understand
idea.
the concern, right? Königsberg has shots on you, and you're worried about taking those shots. But the problem is that nobody's in your range. They're at the extreme range, as it is. So I would wait until, like, what I would have done is not shot at all, gone dark, and turned in to get closer to the Baron, the Peter Vilecki, and the Königsberg, which, by the way, are the only 3 people left. Okay, so at this point, smoke is no longer a part of your thinking. I like the decision to open up here. If you die, who cares? You're gonna win anyways. It's more XP for you.
I wouldn't open up, honestly. I would just rush my torp. Because what's he gonna do? He's shooting HE, and that's
Right.
you know, that's
Okay.
Russian. That's low-tier Russian battleship HE. It's slow.
Okay, but what you're not thinking is we have experience doing all this dodging and all this great stuff that we're trying to help people. Why
Yeah.
not open up, right?
Mhm.
Here's a perfect opportunity to where A, you're not going to hurt your team by dying, and B, you can get the experience of dodging shells or being punished.
I mean, how much
So
damage
why
have you
not take
taken
the
right now?
opportunity?
You've taken
Yeah,
next to
because-
nothing from the enemy battleship.
Well, I'd be more concerned about that brick right in front of you right now. But
About what? The
The
Baron?
Baron? Yeah,
Why
he's
are you-
skip
why-
bombing you.
So
I'd be
what?
more concerned about the Königsberg coming back.
Speaking of which, okay, no, that's a concern. Yeah, speaking of which, there he is.
I mean, I don't
And see,
care.
now you don't have smoke when you need it, and I was going to make
Uh-huh.
that point because I had a feeling something like this would happen.
That's
Smoke,
okay.
it can be an offensive tool. That's very, very true. But it's also
Full speed,
you're
full
getting a
speed, full
jail-free
speed.
card.
As
So-
soon as you hit that as soon as you hit the island, you try to go full speed. I think you maybe made it, maybe not.
Well, we got
Um,
a death pick.
You should
I
be
tried
keeping
that.
the smoke for when you actually need it instead of taking it as an opportunity at extreme range. That costs you there.
Right.
But what did he learn from this? Should have probably taken the speed boost because Tier 5 AA is not going to shoot down enough Tier 6
Anything.
planes.
And
right?
better
It's-
use of smoke.
It's not going to do that. He learned that hitting things at long range is very difficult, so why smoke do it? Just open water to it.
I mean, they
Smoke-
weren't really shooting at you very much most of the match, and you were using smoke even when you didn't need to. And
Here's the
ultimately, it got you killed.
Okay, here's the other thing. If he smokes up there, what does Königsberg do? He hits his hydro. He was too close.
Yep.
Right. Situational awareness on where your threats are coming from and what the threats have that can damage you. Right? That's what I think you should take away from this. But once again, game's over. Why not open water? Smoke. Why not try to beat the cruiser in with smoking and, ambush him with your torps? Because he's close enough to where he ain't dodging them. At least not
Yep.
all of them.
So, I mean, if you think about it, like, what have you done by
Yeah,
dying?
The
You've
game
given your
being won
team,
at that point was definitely part of my thinking.
yeah, you've given your team some extra time to farm, and that's about it, right? Like, nothing wrong with
Which
that.
is a true teammate. He's making sure everybody gets enough PR.
Plenty of XP
So-
to go around.
Yep. Your gameplay in the beginning, I think, was actually fairly good.
Mhm.
You were able to take the cap, you punished the enemy Nicholas for not paying attention to torps, and you also helped kill a few subs. I think the biggest change I would do is to work on deploying smoke. The first
Yeah.
one was a bit preemptive. I think you could have gotten a little bit closer before
Mhm.
using it. The second smoke I don't think was necessary, especially since Koenig was running away. And the last one was more of a panic smoke. Remember, you're a destroyer. You can actually dodge shells at longer ranges. At about 10 kilometers, and being that healthy, you could definitely tank a few salvos, save your smoke so you can farm ships later.